Hey everybody. First time in a while I've done a live stream. Typically I was doing like Transformers reviewer stuff, and then I shifted that to its own channel. And we're going to give it a minute or two for people to filter in. And I'm going to say a lot. I feel like that's what's going to happen. So I'm going to switch some stuff around. Now, in theory, this side... Was it this side I can't point out? No, it's this way. Okay, cool. This side of the screen is supposed to be chats. From the top one from YouTube, the bottom one from Twitch. We'll see how that goes. So, I am basically looking for input on a number of things. And hopefully, I can get that. Now, if I don't get some discourse after a few minutes here, I'm probably going to give up, because then I'm not going to get any input, which sucks and reinforces the rarity of why I do live streams to begin with. Now I'm like self-conscious, like, is it working? Now I gotta check YouTube and stuff to see if the chat's actually working. Do. Take all this time to set this up. I have no idea what's going on. Is it working? Now I gotta... Okay, so as you can see on the screen, the YouTube one works. So let's see if I can... see what I see with Twitch here. Oh, and Twitch works. Okay. So I am alone is what this is telling me. That doesn't fill me with much confidence. Oh, I actually got people on Twitch. Hi, Wifey93. Hopefully it's coming in well. I'm doing this at a 1080p, 24 frames per second. So it's broadcasting around 5K. I'm just trying to see if more people will tune in before I get too far here into the weeds. So, in case you were wondering how I am broadcasting to Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube at the same time, I'm using Restream.io. It's Restream.io. You can set up your own account. It is free. You're limited on some things, but if you want to like do way more than just 3 connections at a time or whatever, then there's like a premium account you can buy, and voila. I'm trying to see if this thing, because I'm looking at Restream and it's what's splitting the signal, seeing if it will. Let's not do that. See if it will give me more statistics, but without me going and doing things that I'm not quite sure about, I'm not going to do that. It says there's 3 people watching on Twitch, nobody on YouTube, and no one on Facebook. That really fills me with dread. Okay, so I'm going to roll into this, and hopefully anybody who watches this, if you're a YouTube channel owner, some of this information will be useful to you. This is actually about 4 months of research. I forgot it's July. and how channels could earn ad revenue. And I did an experiment, and it got about 70% result. And so we're going to see how that works and roll with it here. So I actually have a script. First, I'm gonna thank Bert the Stormtrooper, Lazy Eyebrow, and TF Collector with providing me statistics to test the what I ended up creating was, I want to call it an algorithm. Technically, it's just a bunch of math that's a statistic output thingy. You'll see it in a few minutes. But right now, personally, I'm only interested in advertising on Transformer Reviewers channels. If you don't know who Transformers Reviewers are, it's TF Reviewers on YouTube. Go check out your channel. There are over 40 channels listed, and then we do a lot of collaborative stuff. I really appreciate the group because we have the opportunity to get together and do things. Plus, when I started, I was by myself and it was boring. And then I got involved with Rodimus Primal and Patriot Prime and Kato and Larkin, and then things started picking up from there. And I really appreciate where we went. I try not to be a jerk, but I have the constant feeling that Kato hates me because one time I made a comment about a gray item on a gray background, and I think he's holding it against me. He hasn't said otherwise, but he also hasn't come back to any panels. Anyway, so for the advertising, I feel like I should stick to about 15,000 subscribers or more, which includes ones with over 15,000 subscribers: Rodimus Primal, Lazy Arrow, Cardboard Bots, TF Fan Page, Bert the Stormtrooper in that order, so largest to smallest. If I decide to expand it to 10,000 subscribers later on, I would include Patriot Prime, Engineer Hoist, and the Transformers Slag podcast. I keep in mind that with all of you guys, all of these channels I just listed, that you may have agreements with other companies or whatever, sponsorships that maybe you can't do certain things with, which is understandable, and I get it. So with that said, check out the Lazy Eyebrows video about Kingdom Red Alert. That was where my first ad was placed, and I predicted a certain outcome, and in 48 hours reached 78% or 70% of that outcome. So far so good. The problem with the math I'm using is that it doesn't predict for time, and there's no way it really could, because it's based on the life of the video at the time in which I got the numbers. So a number of the numbers I have are like March through June. And I'm not going to show you the individual channel stuff because that's personal. That's their business, because it also reflects their income. But I do have a test sheet, which I will show you, which will break it down. So the advertising thing came out of a personal goal I had to get to 1,000 subscribers before the holiday, the end of this year. I produce an average of 5 videos a week on 3 different channels. HNE Games, then my personal channel, which is the Internet Politician, and then Transformers Reviewers. I've tried to do at least a video a month, but I've been doing like kind of specials, which people seem to enjoy. Again, I'm probably going to say a lot because I'm thinking as I read the script. Okay, Transformers Reviewers will never earn me any money as I cannot monetize it, even if I made it to the subscriber and watch time requirements. The promise was, when it was created, was that affiliate and member channels would not help me benefit because they're donating their time to it, and I don't want them to feel like I'm financially benefiting from it. So there is no money coming from it. I'm never going to monetize Transformers Reviewers. And it is doing really well as a feeder to other channels, notably Kato. Notably Kato. Kato gets quite a bit of the channel, the feeds. And that was the one on the top of my head. I was like, what's the other one? It was TF Fan Page, and I have blanked. I should have wrote it down, but I didn't. So a couple of channels are really seeing a lot more out of it. Although personally, I think I've gotten 50 subscribers through the Reviewers channel. So take it as it is. The Internet Politician is my centrist, moderate political channel. If anybody has bothered to look it up, I used to be active in local politics and graduated from a pre-law school. I share my knowledge and experience on that channel, plus occasionally I post an image of a cat playing on the floor. because Simon is crazy. Anyway, during the summer, I post a season of episodes based on some theme, and then the current theme now is based on some political stuff. Oh, there. Okay, Lazy Eyebrow's on YouTube, and he, as you can see on the screen here, we're all benefiting from the sharing. Right, I agree. It works out rather nicely. Some channels are getting a lot more out of it, but I can never promise that everybody's going to get equal. I think like Kato was already at 3,500, and when we started, he was at 1,000, or he was just under 1,000. That's right. And during the first live broadcast for Transformers Reviewers, he made it over 1,000. So I know it's working. So we could say over in the course of a year, Kato has actually earned about 2,500 subscribers. That's a solid fact. That's like a legit number. So we know that the cross promotions that other channels have and all their associations are actually working rather well. Now, to go on to the HNE Games channel, which is the oldest channel for HNE Games, technically there's one older channel, which I think I mentioned here. But HNE Games has primarily existed in the entertainment arena. It started in 2008, spun off from another channel, here it is, known as Chris Cool, which you can check out. Chris Cool was the original HNE channel. Then it became KeelCon's World of Wonder, and then it became Chris Cool. Chris is my brother. HNE Games focuses on Transformers, anime, and related topics. I occasionally throw in technology and video game content to mix things up because it gets boring covering the same thing all the time. Right now, I'm publishing up to 5 videos a week, but typically 3 each week. It depends on if inspiration strikes. Because of this live stream, I'm technically going to have 4 videos this week. But again, keep in mind, I'm also publishing to 2 other channels. So, to determine ad pricing, I created an algorithm that calculates the cost for an ad over a given length of time, as well as potential views. The first test was with the Lazy Eyebrow, which ran, correct me if I'm wrong, the Friday before last. I think it's been a week now. No, it was last Friday. It was literally last Friday, so it's been 5 days. And it doesn't give us time. It just gives us what the potential views could be based on current numbers. So I had numbers from the Lazy Eyebrow for March. So and then we said he does 4 videos a month on average, like usually 1 a week. And then we split that up, calculate the potential views on average for each video, and then we break that down based on time increments. There's also a couple of rules on advertising about for every 1,000 views, there's going to be 100 people who may actually check your stuff out, and then 10 who may actually subscribe. So that's kind of what the theory was running with, and that's how I worked out the calculations. So, the first test was with the Lazy Eyebrow, and I'll show you that ad in a second. It was actually, we got 70% of the predicted outcome as of this time 5 days later. So for me to calculate how much a channel can earn for an ad, I just need the numbers from the analytics page in the channel's YouTube studio. They are the views and the watch time in hours for the last 28 days. The final bit of information is the total number of videos posted during those 28 days. As I said, he posts 4 a month. So I'm going to show you this form. So as you see here, here's the form, and I'm sorry if it's small print. It's just, it's the way it is. Now this is an example because I don't want to give anybody's financial, because it does calculate how much they're going to earn per month on the form, and I don't want to give anybody's income away. So that's if they want to do that, that's up to them. As you see on here, we work, which is weird. The ad CPM, or cost per 1,000, I know it's cost per million or whatever, but cost per 1,000, they actually go by a 30-day calendar despite the 28-day calendar on your analytics, which is whatever. It's YouTube. Anyway, so we're saying for this example, we have 1 million monthly views, with a monthly watch time of hours of 1,000, and an average videos per month being 10. So then this thing breaks. These are all calculations that break down things as I need them. So everything is broken down in seconds. The watch time in seconds divided by the monthly views, and then the average videos per month percentage, which again had 10, so it's 10%. Then the cost per mile or million or thousand views. This is actually what, for our type of channels, for toy review channels, about $4 per 1,000 views. And YouTube has this weird thing about what constitutes a view. I don't know it, but here's the formula. Cost per each view is barely a half cent, or something like that, or a 10,000th of a cent, 4,000th of a cent. Yeah, that's it. Ad cost per click. This is a average, and so is the engagement rate. That is just numbers that I pulled off of YouTube through. I basically went to a number of calculators and tried to reverse calculated the numbers they were using for the basis of whatever. And here are the numbers. A little bit more, a little bit less. 250%. Thank you, Lazy. Okay. Apparently he's on Twitch and YouTube. Okay. So then we go down. So this predicts the average gross revenue per month would be $4,000 whole. YouTube's going to take 45%, which leaves you with $2,200. Now, we got all these numbers together, and we're calculating how much a 50-second ad would cost. Now, again, we're splitting up literally your total seconds, the 2/5 of a, okay, that's cool, the 2/5 of a cent. Okay. 2/5 of a cent. Yeah, because 2/5 is 40. That makes sense. Okay. So we predicted that for 15 seconds it would cost $30, which would say 7,500 people would probably watch the ad. Then that means that 750 may actually go visit your page, and then maybe 75 will subscribe. We, of course, double the formula. It's very simple. You can see the formula at the top of the page. We double it to get to $60 and 15,000. Again, that would be 1,500 people will check out your page, and perhaps 150 will subscribe. And then, again, we double the number to come up with the full minute ad. Now, I'm going to show you the ad, and then we'll come back to this thing here I've written. But if you have any questions, please... It's fine. You can interrupt because I'm looking for input. Anyway, and then we'll come back. And if you have any questions, let me know, and I'll try to answer them. Despite having an advanced degree, I'm not a mathematician. So take almost anything I say with a grain of salt. So here we go. Hey, you, the person watching this ad. Do you like games, tech, and toys? Obviously you do, because you're watching this video. Why not check out the HNE Games channel on YouTube? Be like Bumblebee and not like Bugbite. Subscribe to HNE Games today. So that was the ad that ran on the Lazy Eyebrow during his Red Alert review on Friday. And as I said, we got about 70%. So I think we predicted 44 subscriptions, and we were somewhere around 30. So whatever the math was, it was 70%. So we know that within a 48-hour period, based on just one channel, what we got. So I'm going to read a little bit more of what it says. So, for example, let us say that your channel has 1 million monthly video views with 1,000 hours of watch time. For that 28-day period, you produce 10 videos. I would pay you $30 for a 15-second ad and expect 75 subscriptions. However, the ad requires some strategic placement, which is basically what I just said, but I'm reading a script, so whatever. So there's some qualifications. First, the ad must be placed in the video that people typically visit for your channel. So in the case of Lazy Eyebrow, it was a stop-motion review of Red Alert. Originally it was supposed to be Dinobot, but Red Alert was coming up first, and he thought it would get more eyeballs because Red Alert somehow sneakily just got pushed into Canada and didn't quite make it to America. I have yet to see it in America. So kind of like the anticipation of it would get a lot more viewers. Second, we're going to make the assumption that retention rates are around 30%, which is the number that Google averaged out anyway. Google pays $4 for every, this is US dollars, for every 1,000 views, and the ad cost is 20 cents USD, which you've already gone for through in the document. So far, with the 4 channels that I have tested the algorithm with, which I've already mentioned, their earnings for the channels fall within 5% variation of being accurate, and 5% is considered statistically good enough in math and science. Okay, so Lazy does say that his viewer count per video actually went up on that video, so it was a good move. But to explain the, let me do something. Okay, the variation on anything scientific or math related, if you're 95% certain, and then that's almost as best as you can do, 99% being the absolute best. You can't never be 100% statistics. So to wrap up the boring math stuff, I have a little cache, I have videos, and I want to make my goal. So I did end up creating something. I don't know, because here's the problem. For channels like outside the United States, giveaways are difficult because of import fees. So I had come up with a concept, and I'm not quite sure, and either Lazy or Wifey, somebody tell me, if you did an ad like the one I'm about to show, would it still work because you're in Canada, but I assume most of your viewers are in the United States. So I'm going to post this, I'm going to push this ad up, and we'll see how that goes. Hey collectors, Anthony from HNE Games here to explain the rules of this Transformers action figure giveaway. First, you must live in the continental United States, also known as the lower 48 states. Second, you must subscribe to this channel. Third, you must also subscribe to the HNE Games channel. Finally, you must submit the entry form. The links to everything is in this video's description. The deadline for submissions is 30 days after this video was published. The winner will be selected via a random number generator, and at that time, their subscription status will be confirmed. They will then be contacted during the following week to select one previously released deluxe Transformers Prime Wars or War for Cybertron action figure from Amazon Prime with a retail price of $23.99 USD or less, not including tax. The winner will also be asked to provide their postal address so that the item may be shipped to them. No post office box addresses are permitted. Entries will be limited to 1 per person. Thanks and good luck to everyone that enters. Okay, so waiting for input. Well, I'm going to read a little bit of what Lazy said. He says, if you're interested in metrics, currently 55.9% of my audience is from continental U.S. I'm kind of curious where the other 44% are. I feel like just scattered amongst the wind. Okay, so that the ad I just showed you is a 1-minute insert for a drawing. Now, I had tried something before, but I don't have I don't have the numbers to make it worth doing. So obviously, if I were to add a giveaway to any channel, it would be basically on some channel within the 15 to 1,000 or 10,000 plus subscribers range, because you want potentially 1,000 people to be interested in this prize, which. Okay, this is Lazy again. He says 7 from the UK and then scattered. Okay, so you got a big UK following. That's nifty. Okay, so 7% is huge in the UK. So anyway, going back to what I was saying was realizing something last week. I watched one of Few Adams' most recent videos, and he did a giveaway. Now, I get curious about the statistics of when he does channel mentions, so I'll track the channels down. And in this particular one, somebody sent in some deluxe figures, and he did a giveaway for one or both of them, I don't remember which. And the conditions were subscribe to this channel, subscribe to that channel, submit an email. Well, I don't want people to spam me in emails, that's why I use forms. So I'm going to show you the form. So the form is first off, it follows the YouTube requirements. They specifically have requirements I had to insert in there. So there is bits of information that is required by them to even do a giveaway. So it's official rules. If you live in the contiguous United States of America and have subscribed to both YouTube channels, including HNE Games, you can complete this form for your chance to win. And then a disclaimer, the deadline for submissions is 30 days after the video that the ad was featured in was published. The winner will be selected via a random number generator, and at that time, their subscription status will be confirmed. They will then be contacted during the following week to select one previously released Deluxe Transformers Prime Wars or War for Cybertron action figure from Amazon Prime with a retail price of $23.99 USD or less, not including tax. The winner will be asked to provide their postal address so that the item may be shipped to them. No post office boxes addresses are permitted. That's actually Amazon Prime rule. Entries will be limited to one per person. Additional entries will be purged. Anyone failing to meet the requirements will not be considered, which means if you don't do step 1, step 2, step 3, and step 4, no bueno. If you live in Canada and want to participate, move to northern Minnesota for a few weeks. Anyway, the winner has 72 hours to respond to the email and accept the prize before the next person in line is contacted. I think that was also a YouTube thing. They had to put a time limit on responses or whatever. Also YouTube limited. It's not affiliated with or sponsor of the content, and by completing this form, you accept that fact. Thanks and good luck to everyone that enters. And then, of course, the other things that are required by YouTube, the community guidelines, the privacy policy, and I think the URL is just so I can have someplace easy to grab. If you win, will you provide your address so that your prize may be delivered to you? No P.O. boxes, yes or no. Simple question. Everything is required. Where did you see this ad on YouTube? So because I have a potential list of where I want to put advertising, these are the channels I put in here. I believe that Patriot Prime and Transformers Select Podcast have sponsors, so they may not want to do advertising. Whatever, that's fine. It's kind of a catch who is fibbing type of situation, because people will randomly submit forms on Google because they'll find them in general searches without having not met anything else. I should say I have some Pokemon stuff from when I was organizing for the Pokemon Company, and people randomly submit crap just because they found the form in a search. Anyway, first name, last name, state, email address, submit. That is it. I will not ask for your address in this form. I will ask for it when I contact you. And so, since Lazy, Eyebrow, and Wifey, and whoever else is watching, what are your thoughts on doing this type of campaign? Because, well, the 15-second ad thing was actually the number, again, 70% of the number expected, so that's pretty good. Do you think a campaign with a giveaway would be more effective? Now, here's the kicker with it. Because their money is being shelled out to support it, the expected ad price would have to be adjusted. But it also serves two purposes. One, it actually forces your viewers to subscribe to your channel, in addition to them subscribing to my channel, in addition to them filling out the form, and of course living in the United States. So I think there is a trade-off for it, and for the attention specifically, because I feel like this type of thing would be also promoted by other means like a TF Formers or TFW or Cybertron. So there's a potential for a lot of people to enter and subscribe to those channels. Hey, Ken. Thank you. Yeah, this is more in depth, so I wanted to get input from this, and also if channels want to sell ad space, I actually have a means for them to calculate how much they would have to spend per channel, provided they get the. Well, that's fine, Ken. You can actually go back once this is done, saved, and just watch the beginning, so that's fine. So, essentially, I've set it up where channels could calculate how much they could sell their ads for, if that makes any sense. So, thoughts on the 15-second ad? Obviously, it could be better, but I'm not that great at that type of thing. And thoughts on the sponsorship ad? Okay, so Lazy says I can see it garnering more traction than the still image ad with Bug Bite and Bee. See, I agree. We're going from a 15-second, slightly animated. What do they call it? Action comic is what it's called. That type of stop animation. It's an action comic ad, which is funny because I'm Input and Crimson Raptors supposed to be working with me on voicing a stop motion comics thing I'm working on. But anyway, I would like to. Now, this is a question for Lazy Eyebrow specifically. Would an ad that targets American viewers, you said you had 56%, do you think it would get from those American viewers a lot of response? Like, because if you saw my list, again, it included Cardboard Bots, Lazy Eyebrow, and TF Fanpage, which are Canadian channels, would it have enough oomph? Oh, okay. He says, once you say, hey, incentive for engagement, people all ears. Okay. That is great. Yeah, Ken, obviously, hopefully the other channels, other people will go back to the beginning here. Because and again, anybody's interested, I can basically give you a copy of the sheet, the template one I just showed you, and you just insert your own numbers and do what you will with it. I have to figure out how. I don't know how. I was like, oh, how do I do that? I think I copy the page and then get rid of all the extraneous content and then share it. I'll figure it out later. Anyway. Okay, so yes and no to Lazy Eyebrow. Okay, so what is yes and what is no? And I realize there is a slight delay, so I'm essentially talking to myself for a minute. Because I assume we're talking about American viewership on Canadian channels. Dead air. Okay, so yeah, once the free thing ends and the winner is selected. Oh, well, obviously. Because the window I have, and I can't remember where the recommendation was do a month. Do a month, and because I'm trying to template this, I don't specifically state which thing, because what if I run simultaneous ads on multiple channels? I want to be able to go, which auto-mod deleted half that message. He said to swear. That's the only reason I should cut it, right? Because I want to be able to track where the viewership is coming from. So that's why I put the others in there. Right. From experience, incentives, get the foot in the door. You can all read the Twitch chat going on in the screen, so you're not missing anything. But again, if you have questions, go ahead and just post them, and then I'll respond to them. Free stuff is a great way to do that, but during that time, you really have to bust your back. Or a good chunk of the people that showed up for the free thing will disappear. That is true. I mean, it's not like I'm going to stop providing the content I'm providing. Right. So, and then once, yeah, okay, so the whole thing now makes sense. Well, obviously, that's anticipated. I did not go back and look at the channel that Theo Adams promoted to see if the numbers went back down. I just know that he got a 1,000 plus subscriber bump from being like a 200 channel to 1,200 or whatever it was, 1,400. So, I mean, how do I put this? My goal is to get to 1,000 before going back to work. But it's not like, oh, well, once I get to my goal, I'm done. Like, I don't have to make videos anymore. This is my hobby now. I actually had a meme posted on Transformers Reviewers where it says, that moment that you realize that your hobby is not collecting Transformers, your hobby is actually recording videos of you talking about the Transformers you bought. So, unless there's any other questions, I'm going to move on to the second section here to wrap this up. So I'll give it a minute before we go on here. Just a reminder, do check out the Lazy Eyebrows Kingdom Red Alert review. The link to it is in the description of this video. Also, if you haven't already subscribed to the Twitch or the YouTube for this channel, please do so. And then Transformers Reviewers, again, is TF Reviewers on YouTube. You can also find the website and all that linked from that page in particular. The links for those are also in the description. Okay, and then Lazy says, fundamentally, I disagree with the outlook about YouTube, but that's just me. How do I put this? I used to make money on this channel for a couple of years when I started doing advertising. So I'm probably pessimistic. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the other topic real quick. I have 2 bags of Transformers, and I'm gonna switch cameras here because I have a different camera. I used to make money, now I don't. Weird. So we're gonna switch cameras. I have 2 bags of Transformers, one from Robots in Disguise 2015, the other from Cyberverse 2020. And now you may be asking, why am I selling these? As I've gone through the collection and added to it, I've bought newer versions of the figures, and pretty much like Gotbot and his wife, when you get a collection so much, you kind of get right. He says, I keep forgetting about YouTube's. You need to make money, or you need to be popular enough to actually make money. Yeah, that's exactly my problem. Okay, so because also if I get to 1,000 subscribers, I would like to, as most channels should, do a membership on YouTube. I tried to do the Patreon thing and it didn't work out. But I think Patriot Prime and Deluxe Baldwin, all of them doing the channel membership is actually a better deal, and it keeps it all on the same network, server, service, etc. So anyway, to show on the camera here what we got going on, here's my hand. So we'll start with RID 25 now, or 2015. And when I unbox a Transformer, and I realize the words are flipped, which I'm like, can I fix that? Hold on one sec. I think I can. Flip. Nope, still flipped. Oh, there we go. Things you learn on the fly. Okay, so I keep the card backs and I keep the instructions. So I have this Ratchet. That was Bumblebee. Okay. Ratchet, Grimlock, which has no weapons, but he's the cool what is that? The G1 coloring. Soundwave and Starscream. And everything is in good condition. I literally, as probably most people do, you buy the things, you transform them once or twice, and then you just basically put them away. Now, the one thing I appreciate about the RID toy line is that there is ample weapon storage for them. Oh, and by the way, I'm throwing Arachnid in because I don't want it, but I also lost the arrow thing. So, okay. So the one thing I really liked was, like you see, Ratchet has his weapons in the bottom here, and you know, the light's a little too bright, I guess. Bumblebee's sword is at the bottom here. Grimlock looking all adorable, Grimlocky. Starscream, he has some blasters. Arachnid, but who cares? And then Soundwave. I really dig this form, but now I have the new Soundwave, and I actually like the spaceship one. So I originally was thinking about. Ken says, part of getting my YouTube channel was to understand how you could make money on it and talk about Transformers. I'm very curious about that. honestly, I've been trying for years to make my channel more than $50 a month profitable. And I think the motivation of starting a channel for profit is a mistake, because you're going to be spinning your wheels and you're going to try to find something that appeals to somebody, and you end up with a mishmash, and then people don't like one thing or something, and it's just weird. There was a discussion with my brother about splitting the channel between the tech and video game stuff, and the Transformers stuff. The problem is, and that would also split my attention, and then you would be, because of the algorithm. Well, yes, leaving for a decade would definitely kill off any online potential you had. But for the prime motivation of creating content to feed the algorithm, yes, there is a delay. I'm sorry. You would burn yourself out. And if you don't look at this as a hobby, and it's not going to first off make it feel like work, and you're going to get underpaid. Second, you're going to start to hate it. And for 20 years, I organized for the Pokemon Company, Konami, etc. And I actually got to the point where, by the time COVID came on, I realized I didn't like doing it anymore. I didn't like organizing those events. I didn't like going out and setting those things up. I have no problem doing it from home, really, but it was going out and all the work to do it and then not getting paid very well for it. So, reading from Lazy Eyebrow, he goes, "It took 4 years before I made the first $100 threshold, and then an additional 3 years before it was constant, something coming in every month." Now, for anybody who doesn't know, Lazy Eyebrow actually, it is his job. He legit makes enough income between that and his wife's job to support his family, which I guess for some people is the dream. I work for a gaming company, and actually I kind of like doing that. My feet hurt at the end of the day, but I couldn't. The brain power you'd have to put in to find that particular niche to be profitable is, you have to have some serious dedication. I can't think of a better way to put it. Yeah, so Lazy says he is doing it full-time and only making it part-time originally, and he was doing that for 9 years. So, yeah. So you have to look at it as a hobby, and then if you make money, and then, you know, and then, you know, yay. Okay, so for these toys, I was thinking originally, as I think I mentioned before, sending it to a channel to give away. But then I came up with the giveaway channel idea, which I just showed you guys. So I was thinking, what about selling these? Now, I have one more thing, one more box, and that is, as I put this away, the Cyberverse collection, because the same situation, I was collecting characters I didn't have. And thanks to Input and Firetox, I've gotten some stuff where I could move characters on. Okay, so Lazy says, he means that his take home is what his part-time job would pay, but he put it in full-time hours. Oh, okay. So, Slipstream, I paid some money to Input to make me one out of a Siege Starscream, so supposedly I should have that in the next week or so. Acid Storm, I bought. Okay, first off, Danny Dolphin, she keeps putting them in her backgrounds, and I keep looking at them going, I hate those things so much. And then I saw them in store back last holiday when they were $55. And I said, gross, they're too bright. But then I kept seeing them in her videos, and when I would have her host the channels or whatever. So I ended up buying them, so now I have a Nova Storm that is Chug. Anyway, then there is this Hot Rod. I now have a Dark Hot Rod, so I don't need this guy anymore. I don't need Alpha Tron anymore. I got I paid $50, which I know is like $10 more than it's sold for, but it was still new in packaging from a toy store. So Alphatron, I got the Prime Wars one, which is I think Titan Returns. It turns into a lion and a ship, and I actually think that's pretty nifty. And then there is Shadow Striker. I don't like this figure. It's basically all shell, and then you separate the fenders to make the limbs. It's so again, I was thinking $5 a pop. So the question then is, do you think anybody would want these in a giveaway, or should I just do each set $25? Now, as I show you, I'm doing this one hand because I'm holding the mic because I have a fan and air conditioning running. This is the real good mic. I actually dig these. These are actually pretty neat. They have this weird, I don't know what this feature is supposed to be, but they look kind of cool. I got them because I got them because I didn't like the Siege Seekers, and I didn't know nor expect the Earthrise ones. So I got these two because I thought they looked cool. And then the instructions these do come with instructions, but I don't think they come with weapons. So then here is, and look at it, she's just shell. Shadow Striker, just pure shell. So obviously this is more targeted to, well, these are all targeted to kids. What am I talking about? Alphatron I actually kind of dig. He's straight up ship. And, but I mean, clearly he is he. You can't miss that. But I have his parts folded up so he could fit in the bag. But I dig the look, though. Let's put his face in the camera here. That is some solid Alphatron. You put a focus. Oh. And then finally, now I now have Nemesis Hot Rod, so this guy's not but he looks sleek. It's just pretty. Again, his body is just right there. So let's go back to messages. Okay, so Ken says, yeah, it's fun for me. I love talking, collecting, as well as watching you guys. Yep, if I couldn't work from home, not sure I'd have the time, but it is fun. Well, thanks for liking, because I keep everything in good condition. I don't think there's any scratches or scuffs on them. So they do look pretty cool. So the question is, are you giving away the figures or the backers? Asked Ken. I don't know. That is what I was asking, is if it should be a giveaway or if I should just straight up sell them for $5 a pop. So that is the question. Because again, I've replaced them other than shell former over here, just forming the shell. I've replaced everybody else with modern Chug figures. So let's see what I have here. So the RID figures include Golden Grimlock, Night Ops Bumblebee, Ratchet, Starscream, and Soundwave. They are all warrior class and include the box, backs, and weapons, assuming they had them. Again, Grimlock did not have a weapon. The Cyberverse figures include Shadow Striker and Alphatron as Ultra Class, and then Warrior classes as the Storm, Slipstream, Stealth Force, Hot Rod. They all include the backs, box, and instructions if they had them. Now, as I said, I am in two minds on what to do with these figures. Obviously, selling them would provide more funds for me to pay for ads. But if a reviewer took them as payment for an ad or used them as a giveaway where interest parties might subscribe to their channel, my channel, and complete a registration form, the giveaway may actually work as the best option. Now, based on what Lazy said, he thinks the giveaway thing is a good idea. So I guess the other question then is, do we feel that people would, gladly go into this description of the video, click on the links to subscribe? Although we have proof that they would because of the previous ad, at least that part. But would they fill out the form? Is the form perfect? Is the form asked for the right amount of information, not too much? Somebody did ask me last time when I did one, well, why don't you ask for the address on the form? What if the form gets hacked or something? I don't know nothing about Google security. I don't want to be responsible for those people's personal information. So that is where we leave off on that topic, and I think that's pretty much it. So we'll give an opportunity for more people to respond, and I'm gonna go put this back on here because I was holding this while I was going through the toys. There we go. And so, I mean, as far as advertising with the Lazy Eyebrow, that's a discussion we'll have privately if he's interested. Because, as I said, there's an offset because we're kind of trying to get people to subscribe to both channels rather than the usual, you just subscribe to this new channel, blah, blah, blah thing that ads typically do. So I feel like, let's say the cost of me doing this is $25, which it's going to be. Like, it's $23.99 plus tax. $26. Prime shipping is free. Do we offset the cost of doing a giveaway with the potential that people are going to subscribe to both channels, and thus it's advertising for both? And then Ken goes, if I was to want something, I'd probably be the figures. And it says pie is serious business. A PII, I don't know what that personal identifier. Yeah, I know people who got their information stolen from E3 back in 2019, so I've been really hesitant about asking for too much information. So personally, I feel that asking where you saw the ad, your first name, last name, and email address is pretty good. I think that is enough information people are willing to give away to make it work. And okay, so then my thought is, I wonder who. So the obligation ends up if I send the toys to another channel, that channel will end up having to pay to ship them out. And if I send it to a Canadian channel, not only does it cost me the export fees, excuse me, and then it costs them to ship it and the export fees. So it seems less beneficial to do that. I'm trying to think. I mean, I could do something, but again, I only have 310 subscribers, so I don't really have the oomph to entice people to participate. As I said, I did a giveaway at the beginning of this year, and no one signed up. I ended up taking the item and giving it to Dylan over at Patriot Prime. So, because I had bought the I bought this guy, and it was I can't tell which way I'm pointing. I bought Jetfire here, and it was the Cyber Battalion Jetfire, and it's like these toys. It's suited to smaller children, so it was Battle Battalion Jetfire, and it was fine. So I'm pretty much gonna wrap. We're about 57 minutes in. I know I ran the stream a few minutes before that, so I know it's not quite accurate here. But for those of you who are watching this late, please comment what your thoughts are, because I'm definitely looking for some input. I would love if one of the channels I listed, and again, I will say their names again, if they were interested in doing some advertising with me. I already talked to Radimus Primal, and I already talked to Lazy Eyebrow, so Cupboard Bots, TF Fan Page, Bert, Patriot Prime, Engineer Hoist, Transformer Slack Podcast. If you're interested in working this experiment with me, yes, you will make a little bit of money on it. Definitely interested, please hit me up. Anybody else who's watching, if you have over 10 or 15,000 subscribers, we'll talk, because I have a little bit of money, and I have 2 ads, and we can try different things. So, and again, I agree with Lazy. I think the giveaway ad would bolster both channels. So I feel like I'm just going in a circle to fill time here. But thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. Again, do not forget to go to Lazy Eyebrow's Kingdom Run Alert review. We're promoted enough. Like, if you haven't already subscribed to me, subscribe to me, but then also go check out his channel. Because I appreciate all that. He's out of everybody else, he's given me the most help in working out this stuff. So I obviously want him to benefit from that. Ken says, if there's a way, if the products are yours, for you to send them out with personal identifiable information. If someone asks for you to delete their info, you have to do it as well as the person you share the info with. Okay. I'm trying to think of like how to answer that. Yeah, obviously. I mean, well, I don't keep records like that. So, for example, I'm doing business with Input and FireTalks, and I obviously have their addresses because I had to send them things or pay them. I don't keep the information. So I think the key would be use information, make sure the stuff gets shipped out, track it, and then once it's delivered, discard the information. I think that's the best policy for the information. So I'm not liable for if the information gets out there, because obviously I don't put those bits of information on the internet. And then Lazy says, on one hand, it would work, but the staying power of the boost of the ads would be what really interests him. Frankly, if you're interested, I'm interested in doing the experiment. You said Dinobot's coming up next. Anyway, Ken and Lazy, that's you've provided a bunch of information to think about. It definitely would first off love to test the giveaway. Second, definitely wouldn't save the information on something that potentially could get leaked. Yeah, because my brother was doing E3 in 2019. Yeah, he was ticked. The whole why? You're a large organization like the ESA. Why would you put the information on an easy accessible sheet? Okay, so Ken says it may not apply, but it's what we have to deal with in the digital ad realm. Yep, if it's immediately straight, you should be good. Great, because I don't keep the stuff. I don't want to be responsible for it. It's a liability I don't want to have. So, yeah, I think that's how we'll continue to do it then. And with that said, Ken, if you want to talk more personally, I mean, go ahead and reach out to me. You know how to get to me on Discord. Lazy and Wifey, thanks for contributing to the conversation as well. And again, thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe.